April 7, 2015. The barn on Walpine in Richland County. This is the harvester and the barn. The beam running along the top of the sill, also called the sleeper, is completely rotted. It's impossible to put a nail into that and have the nail hold. The framing above it is also rotted and actually falling apart. The framing above that is also rotted and falling apart. And the framing above that is equally rotten and sagging. Here the framing is completely rotted. The siding was literally hanging by a few nails. A lot of the framing was rotted. The decking underneath the roof is completely rotted. Huge holes. It's all twisted. This trash was here. It's been here for 2 years, since before the closing. This is the north wall of the barn. The windows are broken, and it looks like Steve tried to repair them with miscellaneous pieces of building material. Hard to say exactly. Here he used just some plastic and an old screen that doesn't quite fit. I don't understand this. Above it he nailed some tin or screwed some tin on because the siding on the inside was rotted. There are holes in the siding from being rotten. The decay is pretty significant. I would call it profound. Let's go take a look at the milk house. There had been a bulk tank here, and then Steve nailed some junk plywood on. Didn't really make any kind of an attempt to seal the gap. While we're here, we can look at these beams. This post is rotten. We'll go inside. This is the milk house. As you can see, you can pretty much look right out through the gap on both sides. I can't quite make out what the plywood says. Looks like a phone number on the website. This is a broken window that was repaired with what looks like a Busch beer box. Below it, the glass block window is broken. The ceiling is falling down from water that's come from up above for maybe decades. The boards on this are rotten. Looks like beetles have perforated the wood. This board, the plywood is rotten. The milk cup is no good. The old siding is literally rotten. Here's a piece that's just laying here. You can see it's full of dry rot. Just comes apart. I don't know if they're ants or beetles or what was in there, but that is, you can see the holes. I think those are beetle holes. The roof or the ceiling in here is rotten. This is years of water coming through. All the brown stains are old water. You can see that this is rotten. Actually green mold. This is soft. There are actually quite a few holes like that in the ceiling. There's trash left behind. Trash left behind by Steve. I think that's some kind of fly spray for the cattle. There's a hole in the ceiling here. Hole in the ceiling here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's rotten. There's more trash left behind. This is all stuff for Steve's dairy operation. Can't believe that this was grade A because it was actually this dirty when he was milking cows in here. He left his boots hanging on the beam. We'll go in by the harvester. This is pretty much defunct, full of silage on a machine that wasn't made for that. It was made for corn, and running silage through it overloaded it and wrecked it. This building is falling down because of years of neglect. The roof trusses are rotten. There are holes in the steel. The electrical box is inoperable. There's another hole in the ceiling. That board is just rotten. You can see that the water from years and years is rotted through. We are well inside of the barn at this point, pretty far from where the water would have, any rain could have come through from the siding that's taken off the west end.